Alright, so I've returned, and I figured out what's wrong with it, although it doesn't make me happy. You can see cargo run, it does pop up, it does start going, but if you want to see, this is a continuation from the last one where it stopped like a few minutes ago. If you look at what it took to fix, um, it's not going to make you very happy. I had to do BrewLink GCC. And if you've ever used Homebrew, you should know that it's a pretty bad piece of software. It does exist, it's helpful if you're a Mac user, but it also overrides some of your system stuff. And apparently, in this case, something got compiled using this old-ass version of GCC. That's not the old-ass version of GCC. It seems like my version is the one that's popping up when I use GCC, but if you use the Brew version of GCC, it's GCC 5, and I'm guessing it's just not ABI compatible. So moral of the story is that Brew is just a terrible piece of software. Don't use it unless you have to, and I'll probably see if I can get rid of it at some point soon. It does have a few handy things that I do like, but anyway, I'm just gonna change this 8 to a 9, and then we'll keep on going. We'll actually be able to code now. Thank the Lord. That's okay. I'm not frustrated. That's cool. And then let me just get the latest thing up, and yeah, so we can start looking at these graphs again. Life's a thing. It's not necessarily good. It's all right. It's all right. So anyway, back to this. So if you remember where we were at, the goal here was that we wanted to show our graphs and make them look nice. And if you look at the graph, well, I already have the debug stuff here. It's no fun. Let me disable the debug stuff real quick, just so we can bring us back to where we were. Actually, graphs and mod.rs. What was the problem? I said it a few seconds ago. You might have missed it. It was that Brew has its own version of GCC. And it uses GCC 5. It's incompatible with anything past that. But if you check the GCC on any system that was updated in the last, we'll say, 5 years, I think GCC 5 is 5 years old, it's going to be GCC 10. And Brew GCC is ABI incompatible with any newer GCCs. So whatever git SO seems to exist on my system somewhere was compiled with the Brew GCC instead of the system GCC, and so I had to run BrewLink GCC so that it would use the SOs for that version of Git compiled with Brew GCC. Yeah, Homebrew is horrible software. I have it for a few things, but if it's anything, if you've needed any reason to hate Homebrew anymore, here's another one. Anyway. Back to yelling at stuff. I was already yelling at stuff before. We're back to yelling at stuff even more now. So we're just going to get rid of debug output just to show where we were last time. Has your Yamper evolved yet? Are we still waiting? And you can see we only have 2 points. I've played a bunch around here, I've played a bunch around here, and I've also played a few times around here. Gave him an Everstone. That's a good call. Yeah, he don't got that peach after. Yeah, and so we should be seeing points all throughout the graph, but instead we see exactly 2 points, which is way fewer than the number of points that exist. I promise. There are more points than this. So let's go back to debugging. Let's try and figure out why in the world there are or that we're missing these points. Because we checked the math last time and it seemed reasonably sound. I'm not going to say it was perfectly sound, because I'm not going to say my math's amazing. It's like very okay at best. But it seemed like it made sense. So we're just going to throw all the results on the screen again. And we're just going to try and look at them to make sure they match up with what we expect. Only plays this game twice. I promise I played it more than twice. I do play it occasionally, here and there. It's just usually on my work computer because, you know, that's the best time to be playing a terminal game. Alright. All the results. And we got a bunch of crap. Days back played. 23,000. I definitely didn't play them 23,000 days ago. Is this the most updated results? Hold on, this might not be the most updated results. Although that 23,000 is pretty suspicious. Wait, no, that's days back played. Typeracer didn't even exist 23,000 days ago, so you can see why I'd be a little confused. Let me just make sure it's the most updated stuff. As user results. Yeah, no, that maps as user results. So, like, what the hell? Hold on, let's just try it one more time. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe this only happens once. 23,000 days back. Days back played. We got 2. We have negative 24. We have negative 40. None of these should be negative. There's no reason for them to be negative. Yeah, I've been playing since 1957. This is before I was born. I'm that dedicated of a player. I actually made Rust, and I made it back in the 50s. Grace Hopper, she didn't make the first compiler. I did. 237,000 days in the past. Well, we know at least 2 values are right. The first and the last one, because we have this point right here and we have this point right here. It's just the middle ones that make no sense. So let's see why we're getting some astronomical values here. I don't think I special case anymore. Do I special case? I mean, if it's... Oh, I do special case a little bit. Oh, so let's see. Let's just try and figure out what's going on here. Why do I special case? Oh, this is to put it in the vector. So let's just go back a little bit. Mapped results. Mapped results. We do ordered user results. We iterate over it. For every raw user result, we remap our WPM, accuracy, highest combo, and then we get the days back played. And this is for everything here. Actually, so this first and this last are... No, the first and the last are just the results taken from the vector. So they really technically aren't special cased. It's just everything inside this days back played is crazy. So let's just let's throw some debugs around here. We're gonna do. Luckily, these are all in. What's the best way to show these off? Just do dbg, and then with all the variables. We have normalized playtime. we have played percent days, and we have inverted percent. And then we'll just throw this into DBG2. And then this will tell us exactly what's wrong, maybe. Maybe. It'll tell us something. It might not tell us what's wrong, it's going to tell us something, though. Oh, I should probably get that up. Okay. This output's so bad. Alright. So, we're outputting a bunch of stuff. I appreciate that it's up here, though. Oh, do I have the other DBG that's still there? Yeah, let's get rid of that. It's a lot of noise. I already know we're getting like 28,000. Carfo. Okay. And we're looking for stuff like normalized playtime, played percent days, and inverted percent. So let's do normalized playtime. And so let's what would be a sane value for this? When we played minus when we first played. So this should always be positive. This should always be positive. And it should be a pretty large number, unless it's the first one, or sorry, the very last result. This is, so normalized playtime is the very last time we played, minus when the game was played itself. Or, no, the very first time it was played minus when we played. So it should always be positive. So 0, 27, 43, 73, 121, 1280. Yeah, these are reasonable. These are seconds apart, by the way. 140,000. That's about a day and a half. That's reasonable. About 2 days. Okay, so normalized playtime seems pretty reasonable. Next, we look at played percent days. So these should always be below 100. It should actually be below 1, I think. What should it be? It is normalized playtime over days played per. Oh, this is a percentage. It's not a percentage. This is a whole number. So this is the playtime over the number of days played for. So for normalized playtime, we might have, for normalized playtime, we might have 100, whatever, 1,000, and days played for is the number of days, and what we're going to get out is, so maybe normalized playtime should be turned into days. Because what we're doing right now is we're dividing, we have seconds over days, and we seem to think it's going to work out, but it's not. So let's turn this into a day, and this might do it. Alright. Divide by 86400.0. And then we'll be working with days everywhere. So normalized playtime will be into basically percents of days. And then this 1.0 might be wrong. Normalized playtime should always be less than days played for. So it should be less than 1. And then we multiply inverted percent by days played for, and then, okay. Seems a little more sane. Build. We'll keep debug output this time. If it looks pretty sane, we'll remove it. If it doesn't, we'll have to see what's up. Hey, there we go. It looks like a heartbeat, but that looks pretty good. All right, let's remove. I do be coughing. It is pandemic after all. Let's remove this debug stuff. But I be coughing on some sick beats. So let's remove some debug stuff. Yeah, big dip. Hold on, let's make it look good. And then we're gonna compare this to what actually is in the database. And if it looks sane, then we can add 2 more graphs, because that should be pretty easy in instant death mode. And if it doesn't, then I can be sad, but I plan on being sad anyway. That's just a normal part of my day. So nothing new there. Okay. And let's also open another tab real quick. Apparently, oh, you can name them? That's cool. Tabby SQLite. Oh, that's pretty cool. I actually, oh, yeah, so you turn into a terminal, you lose it. Fine. I knew that. Okay. I was thinking it was terminal tab. Please add export and create a new plot. Maybe someday, not today. You can scrape the output using like awk or something. I promise the output will be reasonably stable. Select star from passage stats, order by when played sex ASC. This will be the same order as what's happening here. Okay. So we get, this looks like it's about 30, about 90, about like 40. So 30, wait, I don't know if I'm looking at the right column here. This is probably, let's see. This is one of those things I kind of wish SQLite just did by default. Show column names. What if you write an RFE? If you write the implementation too, I don't mind. RFE plus implementation, I'll accept it. SQLite. How do I make this look like MySQL? Okay, what if I want to show it on a select? Headers on. Awesome. Glad we're on the same page. Yeah, how do I make it line up? That's right. Oh. Okay. That's not right. Maybe it just is conflicting. Select star from passage stats. No. How do I make it show up in a select? Headers on mode column. Why is that not the default? Who designed this database? Select star from passage stats, order when played sex ASC. What? You lied to me. You were the chosen one, Stack Overflow. Okay. Okay, I guess it works this time. That's highest combo. Okay. So 36, 46, 68. 36, 46, 68. If we are looking for like, where are we? 68, 77. So these are all, let's make sure, these are all played around the same time. And then looking for this 100 spike, which is shortly after. Shortly after. Not too close, just close enough. And then 24 up to 100. 24 up to 100. Then 16, and then 80s. 16, 80s, and then last, yeah, 96, 85. All right, looking good. We finally have our graph. And this makes it really easy to add other graphs now too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a mode for instant death, because that's a Boolean. So I'm just going to make it so we have a toggle. I wrote out a design for this somewhere. I don't know where it went to. Where up and down toggles instant death. Ooh, yeah, party. And left and right are going to toggle the different graph types. So we have accuracy, we have words per minute, and we have combo over time. And I'm just going to make 3 graphs just like that. And the beauty of this is that the SQL selects are going to be basically the same. Instead of actually, the SQL selects are going to be identical because I already have all the data exported in user results. And then it's just going to be with instant death or without instant death enabled. So really, really quite easy. So let's just actually quit out this terminal right here. And we don't need you. We will need you in a second. And let us add some controls. So, source, graphs, graphs render, mod rs. And we're going to want to do one more thing here too. Actually, is this in graphs render? I think it's just in graphs. Yeah, it is just in graphs. Okay. And we're going to make it so that, let's see. So Control C is going to go back up, but everything else isn't. So we're instead of doing this return right here, we're just going to fall through if we get a Control C. So we're just going to do an OK right here. OK, Typeracer. And break. And that's not true. Oh, there's a loop and a... Oh, how do I get out of this? How do I do it in game? Source, game, mod rs, for C, and I have loop. Oh, I could just have a mutable variable up top, whether I want to continue or not. I definitely have breaks in here though. I have one break. How do I get out the first time? Break here. Oh, I have break here. This is the first loop, and then a return here. Yeah. Returns are here. And then we loop otherwise. Okay. So we're just going to hold on to, wait, how did that work? Go-to? We are not using go-to. We didn't leave C just to go all the way back. We could. Actually, I don't think we could. Yeah, we complete this outside of the loop. That's why it works. Is there go-to in Rust? Is that a thing? Go-to Rust. Rust needs go-to statements. Well, I don't know about that. What does it say? Hi, I'm working with the FFmpeg API. I really think we benefit from go-to statements. Okay. You're using a simple state machine, why not use an enum? Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, I don't know if we need a go-to for this. I'm just gonna use an enum, which I think makes the most sense, but hold on. I'm not reading the whole article. Eliminate go-to statements. They don't exist in Rust. All right. Why? Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. So we're going to make it so that we have graphs render, and we're going to move a bunch of this into the loop. So let me think. What's the best way to do this? The thing is, we already have all the data we want. So we're going to take this graphs render here, and we're going to put it inside the loop. We're going to put it before standard in. And after this, let me think. We can still have control C return okay. I think that might make sense. Okay. And then we're going to make an enum. Do we even need an enum? I don't even think we need an enum. So let's make a mutable variable. Let instant death. But we will. Yeah, we don't need a requery for those. We already have all. No, we don't have all the data here. So we're gonna do this the fast way, the boring way first. Instant death equals false, and we're gonna set it to be a mutable reference because we need to access it inside the loop. And mutbool. And actually, it works on the copy trait. I think I might be able to just do. I might not need a mutable reference. I might just need a mutable variable. Let's try it. Show graphs. Did I think I was going to pass this in? I think that's crazy. I shouldn't. There should be no power from game to change graphs. We've given control to this. We fully expect. I mean, I guess we could make the initial value based on what mode they're playing in. I guess that's pretty reasonable. I don't know. Okay. Instant death from game equals instant death from game. And instant death. And will I get a borrow checker error? Doesn't need to be mutable. Yeah, it'll change. Don't worry about it. Why is the highlighting weird though? It's probably because Vim uses regexes to highlight, but like still, I don't like it. Okay, so we're going to do if else if c dot unwrap. All right, let result equals c dot unwrap. Let's not use result. Key press. If key press equals this, else if key press equals key, and then there's up. Up or key press equals key down, and instant death equals instant death. Okay. That does work, because it does implement the copy trait. And we're going to show that in the graphs render. So it's Unicode up, Unicode arrows, C to go back, to toggle instant death. See, I could use that left-right with an up-down. I don't know if that exists. It would be nice, though. If there's like an up-down Unicode, I could just like yeet it in and it would work amazing. Left arrows, up arrows. Is there an up-down arrow, though? Down arrows. Left, right, up, down. Here we go. Oh, there is. Amazing. Upwards. These look the same, though. Oh, no, they're just inverse. Copy. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of styling here. If we're in instant death, we know those graphs should be angry. They should be really angry. So let's see. Source, graphs, graphs render, styles.rs, fn, hub, and I'm just going to do mod styles. Harry Styles. He is providing us what we need. Get border styling, or just do border styling. And style, where do I import that? 2E style. Style. All right, and instant death bool if instant death else. Just gonna steal the basic one. That's not the one we want. Gonna steal borders, borders all, border style, style default, title style. So else is just default. Otherwise, we're gonna steal this dot FG color red. Why not? All right. Oh. Oh, we actually have to call the method for it to work. Maybe I should do that. Styles border. Actually, let's call it borders. I think that would be a lot better. X. Expected struct borders. Okay. Or you can have borders, I guess. which is a widget, I think. Yeah. Does that make sense? Border array. Okay. That's definitely not a border. And that takes instant death. And I think instant death not found in the scope. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I have to pass it in. Instance death pool. Okay. Borders. Is that it? Use fully qualified syntax. Borders as trait style. I don't want to. How do I do it in game? I do this in a couple places. Game. I could just steal their formatting, I guess. That sounds kind of wrong, though. Game render. Styles. Style. Yes, that returns a style. Style default FG red. Why doesn't it work in this one, though? Oh, it's because I'm putting it in the wrong method. That's why. Instant. Okay. And then finally, border style, styles, borders, instant death. And let's actually go back here. You're returning a style again. You're not returning borders. You don't need a modifier. And let's find all. Is there really only one border style? Let's work for me. Oh. Style. And okay. What are the updated errors? Expected 3, supplied 2. Yep, I need to supply 3. Source, graphs. You're gonna want instant death too. We all do. I get it. Up. It's definitely not toggling. Oh, probably because I have to put it inside this, we never leave this loop. One level lower. And I'm about to break. Yeah, no instant death stuff. Cause that's a fun bug. If you don't play ever, it just says last play 5 times. I think I'm gonna keep that. I like it. Adds charm. Looks good. Looks good. All right. Up down, up down. Toggles instant death or not, let's just make sure it works. Let's play a game with instant death. Mistakes were made. Yes, you were president, but that's a different story. Is the root of all evil in... Oh, God. Oh, actually, I have to win if I want to save instant death. Don't die. Function of good software is to make the complex appear to be simple. Okay. Show me them graphs. Yep, toggles instant death by default. Shows me the graph. Can always go back. Takes 2 key presses. Interesting. Is that just a function? Why would it take 2 key presses? I'm just gonna compile in release mode just in case. Oh, I gotta build the whole thing. So anyone have a favorite color? Let's get the left, right arrows up while we're taking a look. Left, right. Oh, that's cool. It's like a... That's kind of like that's what I'm looking for. Not a graphene. It's when two characters are fused together to make one. We're gonna take this one. This isn't consistent though. Is there an upright that looks like it too? Up, down. I just want a nice solid one. I guess it doesn't exist. So, down, switch, graph. I don't think I have commas on them. Left, right. Okay. Just wait for it to link. Oregano, good color, I guess. It's a color. It's one of the colors. I don't know how it can stand up to maroon, but it's definitely there. Oh, I don't want to run with instant death, whatever. Okay. Up doesn't toggle. What? Oh. What? Control G. Oh, maybe this is just being in a Vim terminal. You know what? I do love blaming Vim. Cargo run. Why does it take 2? Oh, Control G. No. They all take 2. Control A doesn't. But why does Control G take 2 presses to jump in? Why didn't I notice this before? What changed? Looks like a sick beat. Maybe moving it into that for loop is... Oh, it's because we wait for user input before we render. Oh, man. Man, some days you really do crank dingbat mode. So we're gonna move this out of here like we should have done in the first place and just break after each key. And doing this will make it so that it pops up immediately. And it's what we should have been doing in the first place. Looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. All right. And let's next I'll have Control C first in the other one. I'll make that the first two here, I guess. Finally, we're going to add support for other graph types. So we have our WPM graph. We're going to make it so that we have an enum pub enum and chosen. This is uses Pascal graph mode. It's like sicko mode, but it's graphs. It's not C. And we'll do WPM. We do combo. Put it in order. No, sure. And we'll do accuracy. C. Looks good. Okay. Const. And we're gonna do modes, and it's gonna be I think I can do this. I think it'll let me use this. Graph mode for semicolon 3 and equals WPM to start, then accuracy after that, then combo, and graph mode. We can just call it mode, I guess. We're already in the graph package. WPM. Mode accuracy, mode combo. Well, let me do that. Const items never used. That's okay. I'm cool with that. And we'll do a let mut current mode equals 0. And we'll make a helper function. Just update current mode. And bool increase. See some Java leaking out there for a second. Let's make it into 2, I guess. Fun increment current mode and decrement current mode. Returns in I64. Sorry, use usize because it's the only valid thing to index into arrays. God only knows why. Maybe look that up after. Why can usize be the only thing here? And current selection, current mode usize, usizzy. And copy you here. Increment's easy because we can just do modulus. I don't know how modulus, I don't think modulus works the same way when you're working with negatives. I'll have to see if it works with negative moduluses. I think the answer is just no, though. So current mode plus equals 1 mod. We'll be a good person instead of code it in. Okay. Cannot mod parentheses by usize. What? Oh. Ugh. Because it doesn't return, because there's no plus plus in Rust. I mean, I get it, It's just like, I don't know, it makes me sad. It'd be really nice to have where you increment and return. Alright, current mode minus equals 1 if current mode equals, I should just check, negative modulus rust. Is there a modulus, not remainder function? Well, like, yes. Oh, for negatives. There's no modular arithmetic function. So, I don't think that's the behavior we want. So we're just going to do it manually. Current mode equals less than 0, else if it's less than 0, we're going to do current mode equals modes dot len minus 1. Otherwise, current mode. And that's got to be decrement. CT decrement. And I don't know why that matters, I guess. Well, let mutt. I mean, we're just taking a copy, so it shouldn't really matter. Oh, and it's usize. Oh, God. If current mode, so we can't actually go to 0. 0 else current mode minus 1. All right, I think I got a zip pretty soon. I'm just gonna let's see real quick. I'm just gonna add in sending these modes, parsing for these. If key press equals key left, else if key press equals key right, and current mode equals increment current mode, and this will be decrement. Okay. And then finally, this will take the actual mode we're in. So modes, current mode. And then finally, ish, use create graphs, and mode, and you will take a reference to the current mode, active mode, okay, and I have WPM defined here, so we're gonna make it so that it's wrong on 83. Oh, you actually don't need that. Yeah. We don't need the mutt. We actually don't need to do this here. +1. Better. better. Source graph styles. Graphs render styles. Pub fun. Graph header. And you need to use create graphs mode. String and match, and we get WPM mode WPM. Return WPM. We get mode combo, return combo, and accuracy is accuracy. And we gotta own these guys. Like the ruling class owns us. Good. And we're going to do styles, graph header. I suppose title makes more sense. Graph title. Okay. And we're going to do let's do pub fun y-axis bounds. U2 will take this. And we're going to do basically the same thing, except you're going to return an array of F64 size 2. WPM is this one. I don't know why it doesn't just ask for a struct. I think that would be a lot clearer. This one, 0.0, 100.0, and then 0.0. Highest combo is technically the largest passage length. We're going to put it at 128. So it could go higher. I guess, but like I don't expect people to get like massive combos. This could change. We could change this eventually. Y-axis bounds. Mope. Styles. Y-axis bounds mode. And then what do I call it? Active mode. Fun. Y-axis labels. And then three. And then I think it's going to be last thing. I really got to go to the bathroom. I think it's probably going to be good for now too. So I will finish this up and we'll call it a day. Uh, 100. And then accuracy. No, I can't do pointers. I gotta do two owned on all these guys. And then accuracy, 0, 0.2 owned. I wish there was like a string new I could call. This feels like such a pain. Paste, paste, and paste. 50, 100. And I have this unterminated quote, just kicking it. And then finally, 0.2 owned. 64.2 owned as 2 owned. And you're kicking it there, and we don't want you there. That's good. That's good. And then active mode. And we're going to do the same thing we did here. Swear to God. Y-axis labels, and we're not gonna, yeah, there we go. Cargo run it. Just make sure we don't get any bounds exceptions or whatever, and then I'm gonna zip for now. Cool. Yeah, nice. The data technically isn't changing, it's just the labels, but everything looks pretty good. So next time, why is it gray? Interesting. Next time, I'll be back and we will add some, we'll make it so that it's actually showing the proper data for each one of these, and then I think we'll be done with these features. What are you doing like this? Oh no, that's because it doesn't show up. Yep. All right. See you all next time.